Hey guys, Bradford here. Today I'm going to explain how Phenom was able to take down Tokido after losing 2 games and switching to Nikali. This of course is at Capcom Cup 2019, but it's worth noting that they met up July of that year at Game Over 2019 where they fought in grand finals. Phenom reset the bracket but ultimately lost 3-0 in losers, and this may have been a contributing factor to Phenom switching to Nikali. I like this from Tokido at the end here. Hey, thanks for the games. You're a true champion. Got him! But before we get into all that, I want to talk about Stream Team Battle Super Series going down July 31st at 6 p.m. Pacific, featuring winners of previous exhibitions including Idom, Samurai, Brian F, and lots more in an ultimate team showdown. Catch it live at twitch.tv/DakBradford Saturday, July 31st, 6 p.m. Pacific. That's 8 Central. Let's get to it. First off, when did Tokido start looking so clean? Let's just admire the skincare. And his hair, wow, you know he's a model over in Japan, right? Okay, I'm not going to get too deep into the Korean matches, but I will point out a couple key moments that I think played a major role in the following games. First thing I wanted to point out is Tokido only jumps in with normals against his Korean and never against his Nikali, and I'll point them out as they come along. Second thing I wanted to point out is this EXDP right here. Phenom's stun bar is racking up and he just lets that reversal rip, and on first glance you think, damn, that was it if it missed, but this is the beauty of Phenom's risk taking. I took this to the lab and could not manage to kill Kareen in this situation, and I think Phenom was fully aware of that. Last thing I wanted to point out in the Korean matches is this scenario here. After the hard knockdown, Tokido goes for a double dash into what looks like throw, and again Phenom gets the EXDP. Everything kills here. Throw, meaty, it's the last round. I mean, blocking is just as much of a risk in this situation. With that being said, Phenom is 2 for 2 with his wake-up DPs. If you didn't already know who won here, you would think Tokido did something wrong here. His face is like, what the hell happened? I gotta surge deep inside to win this next one. I'm gonna slam some water. Phenom's thinking, well, this is easier than I thought. Anyway, he switches to Nikali and immediately is shown that a character switch alone isn't enough as Tokido annihilates him in the first round. However, it is in the second round where the major shift happens, and it starts right here with the landed V-skill and a double dash. If you quick rise in the situation, Nikali is at -5. However, Phenom informed me that he was looking specifically for the back rise, which puts him at 0. Now you think, well, that means Tokido can just wake up jab and trade and all is well. But Nikali does get a pseudo mix-up with a dash walk forward normal. That being said, this is not the last time we see this scenario, and I believe it sets the stage for all that happens after it. With that, Tokido finds himself in a corner mix-up situation and loses the round. Now another situation that plays a big role is this decision here, where instead of the DP, Tokido goes for a walk under jab to punish the recovery. Just seconds later, we see the first air fireball to beat Nikali's V-skill. Not long after the punish jump in, Phenom sees Tokido backpedal just a bit and anticipates him staying back and jumps in from a range to potentially catch a walk under. Later that round we see the scenario here, full screen apart. Tokido throws a fireball, Phenom jumps forward, Tokido dashes in and uses a stand heavy kick to punish. After labbing this out, you can see that MP-DP would have either not worked or hit and not been able to activate the CA. Tokido did have some options that could actually have taken the entire set right here, but in the moment probably seemed like way too much of a liability. Keep this instance in your back pocket. Now if we skip ahead a bit here, we see Tokido has found himself in a familiar situation, just getting mixed up into oblivion, and it's not until he's a throw away from death that he lets out the EXDP, and Phenom does a very smart jump over to not only avoid the DP, but to also avoid a critical art to catch a neutral jump. Phenom reeling back like, oh, you didn't like that too much, did you? Anyway, Phenom takes his first game, and within the first 10 seconds of game 4, Tokido does his second air fireball and is successful again. Phenom bops him that round, and right in the beginning of round 2, we're going to see a very relevant sequence. First, we see the walk under punish to beat a pretty far jump in by Phenom. Then Phenom jabs to push Tokido back a bit before jumping in again, I think hoping to catch the walk under punish, but this time Tokido lands a clean DP and getting a hit confirmed here, and then we see nearly the same exact situation where Phenom EXDP last time. One throw from stun, but enough health to endure a giant punish, even with Tokido able to build 2 bars this time. And just a moment later, Tokido completely anticipates another jump, dashes forward and gets another DP. We skip forward to near the end of the round, and here we find Tokido yet again fighting for his life in the corner, and this time we see a stand light kick into command grab for the win. Now you might think Tokido had full V-trigger and full meter. What if he woke up EXCP right there? Well, I took it to the frickin' lab and I realized I could not find a damn way to kill Nikali in a wake-up EX situation. Back to the match, Phenom dunks on him, takes the round, and gives his hair a little swoosh, thinking, Jesus Christ, I'm unreal. Okay, things get pretty tense and slow down a bit, so we're gonna jump ahead here where Tokido jumps once again with the air fireball and actually trades with the DP. Now keep this in mind for later. Okay, let's zoom forward here. Phenom gets 2 counter hits here, and again, while Tokido is backpedaling, Phenom takes the opportunity to jump in, and he does not go for the DP. Very important thing to take a note of. We are still in round 1. Tokido activates and does a walk-up overhead. That had to have been crouch medium punch. Goes for an instant air V-trigger fireball and gets immediately EXDP. Now again, this is super important information for the future. It's not really relevant to the last round, but just look at this 6 stand light kick buffer to take the round, and Tokido just totally alpha slurps right after that. Now this is interesting. I initially thought this V-skill would have the same knockdown properties as before, but the target combo into double dash Necalli's actually at +1. From here, the only thing that would have beaten LPDP, aside from just blocking of course, would have been jab. Shortly after, we see another air fireball that Phenom cleverly trades with using an air-to-air. Now here's a major sequence. Tokido misses the stand medium kick conversion, and it's as if at this moment Phenom realizes Tokido might be hesitating. It is a perfect jump in on the stand medium kick. Last round, let's get to it. Okay, 15 seconds in and Tokido introduces finally the neutral jump into EX air fireball to beat the anti-air. Now right after that, you might recognize the situation. Full screen, Tokido throws a fireball, Phenom jumps, Tokido dashes in and goes for the stand heavy kick again. Only this time Phenom, like some kind of wizard, recalls it and does a jump medium kick to beat it. Okay, fast forward a few seconds, we're going to see another familiar situation. Phenom gets the V-skill and double dashes, anticipating the back roll again correctly, and gives Tokido another orange move for his troubles. Here, Tokido goes for another air fireball and makes an input error, and almost directly after we see the V-skill knockdown, and again Phenom double dashes, but this time Tokido quick rises and jabs into V-trigger, knowing he won't get the counter hit. He converts, and the one thing I just cannot figure out is why Tokido didn't go for the side switch here. Are the nerves too high and he didn't want to miss the input? If you have any idea, drop a comment below, because I don't freaking get it. In any case, he gets a hard knockdown, goes for double dash once more, but as you may have guessed it, this is not enough to dissuade Phenom as he retains his 100% hit rate with Wake Up EXDP. I mean, with the threat of Demon here, an EXDP is literally just as risky as blocking. Last 10 seconds of the set, and Tokido tweaks his jump in a little bit and does an air EX fireball from the top of the jump. Now this is a crazy call to beat the EXDP, and I say crazy because if Tokido's off even by a little bit, Necalli's EXDP can beat this option. As luck would have it, Phenom happened to V-skill here and is able to block the fireball, taking a little bit of chip damage. Now this double EX fireball here is something worth questioning, of course, from over here with zero pressure in my office chair at home in the air conditioning. But Tokido clearly does this to gain the life lead and force Phenom to go on the offensive. Maybe it would have been better to use one bar and use the rest to better establish the position? I don't know. Phenom very wisely saves his bar for any air attack and for the impending EX stomp. Phenom lunges forward aggressively, forcing Tokido to the corner, and with the final second left, a resource depleted Tokido has to hold the chip damage and lose the set. After those 2 EX fireballs, I'm not sure what Tokido could have done at that point. I was wondering after this jump here, had he done an HP DP, it would have done some chip and recovered in time, but with the bar, I think Phenom still would have been able to squeeze out with an EXDP punish. Phenom stands up, arms akimbo, and struts over to a defeated Tokido who takes the loss like the champion he is. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this interesting. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and actually also leave a comment telling me how this changed your life. That's all I have for now, and I'll see you guys next time.